Wait, what? Noodles?
Howdy everybody, welcome to the stream. As you can hear, I'm here with Deadly Ghost today. We're just getting things kicked off and we are finding ourselves caught with surprise. Firstly me, because I accidentally switched across the scene a little bit early, and everyone else because we have got ourselves a spectacular field of double up competitors. For any of you folks who are coming to the stream for the very first time, this is Counter's Casual Competition, a competition which has been running, as you can see at the top of the screen, for 104 iterations, with the general idea being that you can come here, play, have a good time, and potentially win a prize, even if you don't necessarily come out on top of the tournament itself. Instant Robin TV, thank you for the follow. We'll be getting ourselves started for our first of 3 rounds here today. A short overview of the pricing. First and second place teams get one set of prizing each, or for each of the players. And then 2 more teams get exactly the same prize as that, randomly chosen from everybody else playing here today. Lemon, you've got no idea what this is. We'll try and catch you up as you go. Do drop any questions into the chat. We're kind of speed running things a little bit to start off with, so apologies if things get a little bit left behind as we go, but anything which you'd like to know, please do ask. So, I mentioned it before, but let's bring him in officially. Deadly Ghost, once I managed to go through my list of sources here we go. Welcome to the stream. Wow.
Hello everyone. So, like a phantom, you also heard my voice before seeing my face. Also, I'm very sorry, Counter. I forgot to mute myself, which means, yeah, spoiler alert. But I'm very excited to cast. We have a new set on our hands, and Counter, I can't wait to see what our players could come up with.
So yes, we'll be getting started with the first of our 3-round competition in just a second, but let's, just before we get into the meat and potatoes of today, I do want to spend a little bit of time talking about kind of the TFT news, because at the moment there's actually been a decent amount of TFT news going around. I think the communication has really stepped up from Riot's side of things, I think, with some of the developments that are happening. I mean, first of all, of course, we've got the coming up in November, the Paris Open, which I know a lot of people are looking forward to, GG.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it myself. Honestly, if my timetable is aligned, I will be looking to score a ticket and going to the Paris Open. So if any of you out there in chat want to come and say hi, hopefully you'll see me there. Like, hopefully I can snatch a ticket, because they tripled the participants number, but I'm still 100% sure it's going to go out in minutes, maybe a few hours.
It's quite an interesting thing, isn't it, to think that I think they just didn't anticipate that the Opens would be as popular as they have been, but the fact that they're needing to expand capacity so hugely, but I'm almost certain you're right as well, that will not make a difference. But of course there's more stuff to discuss as well. We've got the Pro Circuit, which is going to be starting up on August 29th, which will give a lot more stability to the top tier TFT pros. So perhaps some of the folks playing in here today will one day fight and claw their way up to those ranks, DG.
Yeah, certainly looking forward to it. The Pro Circuit has been announced, which means a certain amount of players will be brought up together in a league, with a few others joining them. Basically, if any of you are familiar with regular sports or any of the League of Legends pro leagues, it is going to be similar to that, where the Pro Circuit is going to go through a whole set, and the best performing players will be inside the Pro Circuit, and the best performers come the end of the set will be in the next Pro Circuit of the following set. So which means a lot more opportunities to get into pro play, and a lot more pro play to watch. So yes.
Yeah, for sure. I think we've got our first game starting in just seconds, so we'll skip ahead of some of the other stuff. Just let it be said, TFT website incoming as well. Instant Robin, you signed up yesterday. Did you make it into the tournament? Oh gosh, the tournament has already started, Instant Robin, so this is a little late, I'm afraid to be asking. Let's see. If you didn't check in today, and I don't think you did, unfortunately the tournament has already begun. But So I guess it's worth saying for anyone else. So once you sign up, you'll need to check in on the day of the tournament itself. The check-in closed about 20 minutes or so. So I'm really sorry, Instant Robin, that wasn't clear enough. But there will be another tournament coming up in 3 weeks' time, which will be a solos competition. And hopefully you'll be able to come and join us for it then. So DG, just before we get into the game, I think we'll talk about the patch changes once we've got the game underway itself, which will be hopefully in around 30 seconds or so for game number 1. Just before we do, we're going to take a second to recognize So Bad, Juno, and Pia are current reigning double up champions, and excitingly enough, DG, they are playing in today's tournament as well to defend their double up title. Do you think the power of friendship is enough to fend off all these other teams?
I mean, I'm excited to see what they will come up with. You know, it's a whole different set, so they're gonna have to come up with some new tactics to defend their title. I think, okay, let's go with something else. So I think we will have a new double up champion after this competition, and well, maybe one of the teams is already in our game.
Alright, let's see if we can grab ourselves into there, as I'm rapidly trying to figure out how to... Let's see if does that one work? Nope. Alright. Apologies, we'll be back underway in just a second. Hopefully, I can figure out what's kind of going on there with the game itself. Let's see. That's online, that's online. Yes, everything is working. Now, forever. Let's jump in. I'm going to fix the overlay in a second, but I want to make sure we can see the game. One way or the other. So yeah, let's get things started, DG. We're starting up here with a previous Counters Casual Competition champion in Mr. Duck playing alongside Pills in this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking very interesting for us. It's looking it's you know, a tale as old as time. These two have been in almost every single double up competition playing together, so I'm not surprised that we see them playing together. I believe we also have something else planned for this broadcast counter, but I think we'll save that for a little bit later. And while Counter is taking time to fix everything behind the scenes so everything on screen looks smoothly, I am actually going to take this opportunity to... well, Counter, I'm sorry, but I'm going to do it right now. Today is Pills' birthday, everyone, so
yes.
if you can, in chat, wish him a happy birthday. And while we're getting our first round of arguments, we'll do a quick... Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Pills, happy birthday to you.
Wow, truly this is a magical day. Yes, Lemon Blue, happy birthday to that guy. I went to school with Pills, so very exciting time to see him joining me officially in Olddom. Right. I think we are more or less off to the races here. So I had to reset my computer, so we've got ourselves a very much basic version of the game at the moment. So let's actually try and do a little bit of casting here and catch up. So we'll try and treat, for anyone who's not seen double up casting before, we'll try and treat each team as its own entity, which makes life a little bit easier to kind of like to understand what's going on overall. So for Mr. Duck and Pills, we've got a Battle Academia board with against his Rage Blade and a Soul Fighter board for Pills. Now, DG, we know, of course, Soul Fighter is, you know, the big, straightforward composition of the set. We just bung as many of them in as possible.
Yeah, you put in a lot of the Soul Fighter units. Soul Fighters basically get a lot of stats as time goes on into the round. So think a little bit of previous set Elderwood if you remember those sets, if you've been playing TFT for long enough. but basically, yeah, after a certain amount of time, soul fighters get stats in health, AD, and the AP, and after 8 ticks of their stacking, their damage becomes part of their damage becomes true damage. So that means, yeah, it couldn't be a more straightforward comp to play.
Well, one thing that's jumping out at me here from the early going at 4 pills is that we're seeing an unusual augment being picked up here. Hard Bargain. We can see that the symbol here, speaking of old sets, is the Fortune one, I believe, from one of the previous sets, an economic one. And so Pills is making the choice here to get 4 health and 9 gold kind of drip feeded into his board, but that's not necessarily giving him direct combat power in a way that we might otherwise expect Soul Fighters to be going for.
Yeah, it's certainly a little bit more of a economic augment and looking a little bit more for the team, whereas you want to go for some combat power, maybe something like a second wind, like I forgot the name, like the ascension, augment. It's sort of like a. It's sort of looking like they're looking to preserve health, and they're just fielding in a couple of other units with Mr. Duck to sort of get them to survive throughout this early game.
Let's take a look at some of our other friends then. We've got Black Villain, who is... I'm not actually sure what they're going for early on. Got no traits active whatsoever. Ikbin Batman is running the Star Guardian vertical. I know that you personally were a fan of Star Guardians, though they did get nerfed coming out of PBE, so yeah, people were a little gun shy with playing them. I know you're saying you've had some success playing them so far on the set.
Yeah, if you are uncontested and can get them to get to 8 Star Guardians, you can definitely have a lot of success. There's the Ari reroll combined with the Nico, which I'm not the one using, but it does seem to be a little bit more prevalent. And there's the Jinx to Poppy 2 reroll, which I actually like using quite a lot because it's a little bit more stable come stages 4 and 5. But also to fill in, Black Villain is the person playing with the solo leveling augment, and he had the Callista too.
Right, yes, of course, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so we've got ourselves some decent long-term potential. Let's have a look at White Dragon and Looney the Fae. So Supreme Cells coming in. If we're talking about units that got nerfed coming off of PBE, Darius got absolutely dumpstered in terms of his damage numbers, but certainly, personally speaking, DG, I've actually seen that Darius, at least with the right setup, can really still be an absolute menace.
Yeah, it's not surprising. This champion is so strong simply because of the extra damage that he deals to tanks is just so powerful here. And you're already seeing that White Dragon is creating a Supreme Cells board aimed a little bit towards the Darius. Maybe we get to see a little bit of the Space Jam comp of set 3, because we basically do have a lot of those units that do very similar things. So hopefully we get to see this Darius in action.
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly a menace once he gets going, as particularly as you can see up against the tank lineup. Mr. Duckwood checking back in on the other side is building up a monster trainer frontline to go with his initial Battle Academia board. I was kind of curious to see this one because normally, it's a little bit incompatible just because if you're running the Rammus, you're not really building up more towards vertical Battle Academia, but it seems to be working relatively well for Mr. Duck so far.
I think it was just the case of Rammus is a strong frontline, which I kind of need right now, so I'm going to feel that in. And wow, that's for sniper already. Counter, we talked about snipers last night, and I think snipers are going to be the name of the game here for what Mr. Duck is playing. And I mean, it could really be powerful, especially you already have 4 snipers here, and if you get lucky on the level 5 2% to get a Jinx, Mr. Duck could activate 5 sniper at level 6 already.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see if this works out. Because, you know, it was something, again, that was played on PB but dropped out of favor entirely. But I mean, so we've got 4 sniper, and remember, of course, in this set, 5 sniper is an option as well with a little bit more damage, and a hyper strong frontline in the Rammus, which we're currently at level 8. I like this from Mr. Duck, it's very all in, but if Rammus can hold that line, there's an enormous amount of damage potential.
Yeah, well, not if that Caitlyn gets pulled up to the ground. It is one of the power-ups you can get, but oh wow, that Caitlyn got sniped. that was certainly one way to go, and Mr. Duck and Pills are going to be on a heavy loss streak right now, sort of being in the bottom right now.
Alright, got the team info up for anyone who wants to know who is on what team. Let me do a little bit more tweaking on that to get that to be the right kind of size. So I'm kind of constructing the stream as we're going, so apologies if I sound a little distracted at any point. Let's hop up to the top then and see with the duo of Ikmean Batman and Black Venom. So we've got the Star Guardian building up here. We've got the Power of Friendship. Oh, this is one of our trait augments to the set. Meaning, you know, just your Star Guardians, they're just better than they would be otherwise, without really needing to do too much of anything to enable this.
It's such a good augment. It's so powerful. It gives your Star Guardians. It doesn't give them that much power, but when you activate 7, 8 Star Guardians, having 7 or 8 units get extra mana regeneration, extra bonuses, extra stats, it sort of mounts up to quite a lot. So it is also an augment that really needs to kind of ramp up with more Star Guardian units, but it's a very, very strong augment if you are going down that Star Guardian vertical.
Let's see what else we've got on the table. Of course, one of the comps that people were expecting to see become more popular as of the B patch coming in was the Kayle comp, just because it was not really getting taken down a peg at all. So we've got Piercing Sight, so just an extra damage boost for the Kayle here. I mean, DG, we know that certainly with enough levels and with enough time, the Kayle comp can be very strong, but I think Luna the Fae here, we've only got the 2-star Kayle, so I mean, it'd still be worthwhile to, you know, to push some levels, but I can easily see Looney jumping out of this into something else longer term.
It's really, if you're going for the Kayle, you have to slow roll, and I want to see. Final form is not Final Ascension, right? No, it's not the same. Okay, there we go. So that's what I thought. So Final Ascension is the one that gives Kayle extra stats at level 7 and level 10. Final form is becoming a 4-star at round 5-2. So basically, you are banging that your Kayle, that you can get your Kayle to 3-star, and then you survive the round at 5-2, which in double up it's a little bit easier to do than in solos if you're on a massive loss streak. So if you get to 5-2, she becomes a 4-star, and then she deals like insane amounts of damage.
I still wonder if that's on the card, since, well, let's see. So Luna Fae's teammate White Dragon, as part of Sharkception, We remember this is the Darius player, so presumably White Dragon isn't going to be sticking around at lower levels to help Luna the Fae grab more Kales, but we'll see long term. I think a team we haven't really checked in with is Never Lucky. This is Rude and Dreamonic playing as part of the pink team in this game. And it looks like we've got ourselves some early Crystal Gambit going along. I mean, Rude's board's looking pretty good. It's got a solid win streak, and their teammate running it looks to be a Duelist vertical.
Yeah, Duelist is sort of the dark horse of the patch right now. If you can get a couple of Edge of Nights on some of your units, especially Gangplank, you can demolish front lines and back lines really strongly. And over 9,000, I very much like this power up, especially if you can get it early. You basically get a lot of permanent stats, and that's so strong, especially on a mixed fighter like Viego.
It definitely feels like this is the intended home for that kind of power up, when you can make use of it. But I do wonder, I believe Blink Attack got removed from Viego, I remember specifically, as being one of his really powerful options. So we'll see long term if this works out for Dreamonic. It certainly hasn't been a front and center comp for a lot of people. Over on the other side, for White Dragon, I noticed that, wait, no, there wasn't White Dragon apparently. Let me scout around and see if we can find out who it was. There was somebody, and I'll eventually find them. Literally the last person to look at? No. Okay, I don't know who it was that I was looking at initially. But we have got some interesting late game boards coming together. Batman managing to find the early Jinx. You mentioned before, DG, how Jinx, very much one of the central focuses of the Vertical Star Guardian board.
Yeah, very powerful. Counter, there's also a Seraphine.
How unreasonable.
I'm at 3-6. So this just means all we need is a Poppy, and a Zaya, and we will have 8 Star Guardians online, which means, well, Ich bin Batman, which is just German for I am Batman, so Bruce Wayne is definitely going to be off to the races to get that 20,000 mana prismatic. Would it be a cash out?
Yeah, I guess it would be. We need to think of a good term for it, but I guess just activating the prismatic. But that's
or maybe
way
a
too long
power up.
Phrase. Yeah, well, power up's already being used for something else.
Yeah.
But yes. Oh, hello. Luna the Fae. We were looking at them before as potentially being a player who wasn't going to go for the Kale reroll, but it looks like that has been fixed. So we've not only got the 3-star Kale in place, I'm assuming using these team building duplicators, but we've still got the final form. So, DG, on the scale of, to amazing, what do you think of Luna the Fae's Kale setup?
Well, the Zac 3 has also come in, so it could. So right now we're looking at potentially amazing. It just depends on whether Luna Le Fae can get to level 9 quickly and have that Kale send massive shockwaves with every auto attack. But also, it's only potentially amazing because we have only one completed item on the Kale.
Yes, I mean, I know that certainly the very traditional way of building Kale is to put in a lot more spell crit for much later on, particularly with the 4-star version coming in. So double check exactly when that comes in. 5-2. So, it's going to take a while to get up to the levels to really push Kale to her best. Again, level 9 is where we really want to be. And I imagine this should all kick in pretty much the same amount of time for Luna the Fae. Demonic, on the other side, though, has still got a board worth shouting about, and we'll cut through the Kale board for the time being. Looks like the reinforcing Darius just still won't be enough, so Team Pink, never lucky, will move forward a little bit. As we get our last augment coming in, it will be prismatic, and as we can see here, this could definitely enable some of our verticals much more aggressively.
Yep, so we just saw the Soul Fighter emblem, and there's a Twisted Fate, so that means a lot of duelist action happening. It's interesting that we're going for rerolls and not leveling up to level 8 and try to field an 8 Soul Fighter. But I guess we have a. I guess Dreamonic has a plan. Nope, just sold those pesky duelists, and yeah,
No,
I'm a
I'm
little
with
bit
you.
confused as to what's going on.
I am with you here because, as you know, we're mentioning the prismatic versions of the traits from before. You're right, that only getting up to 8 Soul Fighter will be enough. For Rogue, I mean, having the Soul Fighter emblem, or circlet, I believe in this case, will shortcut that somewhat, but in this case, yeah, you're giving up on the potential for that prismatic version of the trait, instead looking to get the Twisted Fate ticking through for a little bit more, and maybe get enough rewards from that instead.
Yeah, it's we're seeing a lot of Soul Fighters, but also Pills is going for Soul Fighters, so I guess we're seeing a couple of people contesting each other. Also, I think I saw someone else with Soul Fighters as well. So it's not looking too great for Pills here. So
Yes, we've got
Demonic has hit those.
Demonic,
8.
Black Villain, and Pills are all going for Soul Fighter in this lobby, so it makes some sense as to why Pills is having trouble landing his 2 stars.
A little bit, yeah. And who are we missing? We're missing someone from the Soul Fighter lineup here for 8 because we already have the Gwen. But I think it's the set. But we're already seeing Samira spinning to win like a Beyblade, demolishing everything on the enemy's board. Oh! Actually, Pills didn't have the Gwen, so now he can get the Gwen from the carousel, but...
Yeah, looks like it. Oh no, Pills is actually out third.
Yeah, Pills
And
cannot
Dremonic
choose
was
his...
the one who took it instead.
No, Pills is locked in because he cannot take his carousel rewards. He can, because of his augment.
Oh! I forgot that was how that works. Yes, so he's getting the extra bonus rewards, but he doesn't get to choose at all. Alright, but I mean, he gets the 4 player health and 9 gold, but yeah, I mean, Pills is going to be kicking himself if this augment turns out to be the only thing that prevents him from activating the trait full on. I mean, while that's waiting, Mr. Duck, the sniper board is still here and functional. We managed to get up to level 22 Rammus, not a 3-star, and it doesn't look like a 3-star is going to be likely in this game, DG, so I worry about the front line being able to hold long enough.
I mean, we're two Rammuses off Rammus 3 because of those 2 duplicators. But the real problem is you really need that 5th sniper for Mr. Duck, and the 5th sniper just hasn't come in, so that's the thing that I'm really more concerned about. And Duck surviving long enough for Pills to come in, but Ich bin Batman with the Jinx 2 with triple snipers focus just says, I'll take you both on and I'll defeat you.
It's really scary. We also remember, you know, as much as Gwen has been a factor for a lot of our players, I saw a clip from Mortdog demonstrating that the triple sniper focused Gwen will sweep the entire board. So that is an option for HP Batman to get a little stronger. Mr. Duck on the other end, though, did find the 3-star MS, so I presume Pills must have been brewing that one for a while alongside him. So hopefully, that can course correct here for Counterfeit's favorites, Pills and Miss Duck, and unofficial favorites of the stream. Again, happy birthday to Pills for today. Hopefully he can celebrate that birthday with a stunning win, but it's looking pretty tough for their squad already.
I mean, certainly not looking too strong right now, but hold on. That's a 2-star Samira, and that means Pills gets to start mounting a comeback here as both Team Blue and Team Pink take heavy losses, and Pills and Mr. Duck are starting to climb up the ranks. But also I have to point out, Counter, it is this 4-player health that is coming in double up is so much more powerful than in singles, simply because of how health works in double up. And I think Pills, you know, took one for the team here, but that might ultimately prove to give them a top 2, potentially a victory if they continue ramping up wins.
So we can leave it with Team Purple, Pills and Duck need to find that Gwen to get on full power. So let's see what White Dragon and Luna the Fae are up to here. Sharkception. So this is interesting. So it's a Mentor Supreme Cells board. And we've even got the Hat Trick, which I presume, I don't know if this is newly added or if we've seen this board lose. Oh no, we've definitely seen this board lose recently. So White Dragon's doubling down on the scaling power of the Kaiser, but hasn't been able to get the wins to really take over the lobby, and a golden egg is very far away from hatching as well. This is a really all-in strategy from Never Lucky.
Yeah, I mean, you need to win at least 2 rounds, in my opinion, considering on how much health they have. So it's really gonna come down to whether this Darius and Kaisa can defeat everyone and get those resets going, which it turns out you kinda can versus Dreamonic, who was you know, a part of the other squad that's sort of struggling a little bit, and now this Darius going up against the Caitlyn does not survive. However, it is still a very good win there for White Dragon. I think that also brings it down for an extra round on the golden egg, leveling up to 8. We have 4 mentors active as well, so this is interesting.
It's just a real battle. I mean, we've got 18 HP, 17 HP, 12 HP. A real battle to get into the top 2 in this game. While, of course, the dark duo of Black Villain and Ich Bin Batman, I start to understand their team name now, are doing very, very well. The Star Guardian up to 8, you mentioned from before. And then the Soul Fighter close to 8 for Black Villain as well, as 2-star Seraphim gets hit. It looks insurmountable that they're going to be the lobby winners overall. For me, DG, it feels much more of a case of who is going to be going last in, you know, as our immediate concern.
Yeah, 100% with you there, as that Caitlyn threading the needle, bending it like Beckham with the snipe on that rise, then sniping out the Kaisa, which just means that Mr. Duck here is going to be taking the win over White Dragon. Pills took a very small loss, it seems like, so not as bad as the other 2 teams, and it's certainly looking like it's actually been 3 carousels already, so Pills taking that augment has given them 12 HP already, which is how much they have right now. And with the carousel approaching again, if they don't get to 1 HP, that hard bargain is going to give them 1 extra life.
Wow, you're right. I didn't even think about this, but I suspect this augment has not been balanced for double up specifically because of, health being twice as valuable in this mode. That's a really good catch there, and it's perhaps could exactly be the reason why Counterfeit's favorites make it at least into top 4. So let's compare them face to face. So we've got Road with the Bastion Crystal Gambit board. Bastion, of course, getting a little bit buffed as of the most recent B patch. Hasn't necessarily been serving Road super well. And if Pills can get the win here, which we've been seeing seems to be moderately likely, it's all down to the Samira cast to get a lot of the work done, and she's taking a little bit of time to get there. I think got CC'd and that means Pills will lose, Mr. Duck will win, and it leaves us with 2 teams elimination, but crucially not Team Purple, Mr. Duck and Pills.
So this just means that Pills is getting locked in again. But yeah, this just means that having that 1 extra life, potentially even 2, if one of the 2 of Mr. Duck and Pills takes a win, and one of them, you know, gets a narrow loss. This is really powerful and a really smart decision by Mr. Duck and Pills, as Batman gets a
Star Guardian
Star Guardian emblem, which means that that's going to be very scary, and the Void Staff is certainly interesting as counter. That's 6 Jinxes.
Yeah, I mean, this is just going to be a washout, I think, for the Dark Duo. They've already got, 9 Star Guardian. The Prismatic is ticking, but I think at this point, with the emblem, you can see at the bottom there, increasing the bonuses by 10%, you're kind of already there. Now, particularly that Swain is going to be much stronger, and the whole board is fantastic. It's more a case of trying to duck them. So our 2 teams up for elimination in this round. Sharkception, unfortunately I misnamed before, but up against Road on the other side, Neverlucky and Germonic. It looks like our 2 elimination teams are facing up against each other, at least partially. So we'll stay on this board and see. So Lunia the Fae is out. Dremonic and Road both won their round, so they are good. I think, yes, that does mean Team Counterfeit's favorites are now down to the next elimination. 1 team out, 3 teams left to go.
Are they on their last life? I don't see the.
Oh, you could be right.
Thing.
Did they go naturally down to 1? It's not showing red in the same way, because Dremonic and Road are throwing us 3. I'm not quite sure where they've got their HP from, but once your life bar is illustrated in red, as these guys is, it means anytime you lose, you will lose the game immediately. I don't think it's possible for them to hold on.
Yeah, because it does. I think they just natural to 1 for Duck and Pills, which once again, yeah, they're not. Oh, they are blinking red. Okay.
All right, I think yes, maybe just a visual bug then.
Yeah, I think it was a visual thing, but Road here trying to snipe out everyone, but Duck's Caitlyn doing the Lord's work here.
Ooh.
As Pills also gets eliminated, but they take the win from Duck, which gives them 2nd place, and that means it's a complete wash from the Dark Duo. But Counterfeit's favorites take 2nd place based on that Caitlyn snipe. I think that Caitlyn deserves a pay raise simply because of how many times she bent those bullets like Beckham to snipe out the back line.
Wow, that was absolutely crazy. GG from Black Villains as well. That was a hell of a game overall. I mean, yeah, the Dark Duo, we've got to recognize, absolutely dominated that first game, so a very well-earned first place. Of course, we still got lobbies running on at the moment, but I don't think we've got any which we can jump into. So, general friends, what we'll do is we'll take ourselves a break. Hopefully for the rest of the day as well. I noticed we did, unfortunately, have to take an advert mid-game that way, or that time. Hopefully, from this point onwards, I'll be able to manage adverts well enough that won't happen again, but apologies for that. We will take a break now. We will throw in a 3-minute advert break here, or at least during that break, to try and make sure we're as clear as possible for game number 2, and we'll do the same thing between games 2 and 3. So still plenty more of counter-schedule competition to come, plenty more duos action, so stay tuned, and we'll be back as soon as we can with round number 2. Howdy, howdy everybody, welcome back to Counters Casual Competition. I'm just going to try and get us set up with a view of some of the previous games being played, which are all at different size screenshots from each other, so apologies if this ends up looking a little bit wacky, but let's give it a try. And DG, I'll make sure you can see this on your screen as well. I'll make it a bit bigger so we can both see it as well. So, DG, these are some of the results from the previous round. Nox and God of Mid winning out theirs. Interesting to see. I don't know about you, DG, but seeing Ramos 3 at the top of the table with what looks to be an Executioner kind of board. Not one which I've seen before.
Yeah. It looks like it's Rammus with Mentors and Mech Pilot for me, but the other board, the other board that I'm looking at seems to be a little bit of legendary soup.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, doesn't it? I think it looks like in this case we've got quality over quantity because they've all got the one Radiant item in place. So yeah. Good job, Nox. Let's take a quick look at another one of the lobbies and see B-Lever and Fox30W are both running 2-star Lee Sins to a win.
I mean, it just looks like when you contest each other, you seem to be taking the victory. I don't know. It makes very little sense to me, but if they can make it work, they made it work. It also looks to me like, okay, so there's a 2-star Yone there for Foxfet? Or
it's hard to. It's not a name that really lends itself to being said, is it? Fox-VTW? I don't know what's going on there, but I do want to highlight for B-Lever, especially. I believe that's it looks like a duelist board that managed to get that. I'm assuming that Lee Sin is the duelist variety, and a 2-star 3-item Kayle looking to be the primary damage carry.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly looking like, you also have a very strong front line, so it kind of looks like a duelist juggernaut mix.
Okay, we're getting confirmation from Smart Master. It was Kayle Raw with Moonlight, so that's why it was only the 2-star. Oh, and thank you for letting us know that there's a bit of echo on DG. I'll see if I can figure out what's causing that to happen. But yeah, okay, so it was Moonlight Kayle with Final Ascension. So, DG, you were mentioning this before, as a potential, consideration for the tournament itself, that we'd have more duelists coming in.
Yeah, it's certainly a comp that can have a lot of as I just sneezed, so apologies, but you didn't see that because I'm muted.
Huh.
Yes. I believe what the duelists are sort of like a hidden OP comp because especially because of the high single target damage from Gangplank and Viego, you can definitely destroy a front line very, very handedly, and so it should be much very, very powerful, especially if you're fielding 1 to 2 units as a frontline carry.
All right, we're just going to check in on our players because I think we're going to be having at least some of them kicking things off in a second. I'm just checking to see if we've got any of the. Oh, we've got the Smiles, as I'm calling them. I think they're called Team Bob. One service I like to provide here, DG, is to team branding, and it seems fairly obvious when you've got Smile Master and Smile Songstress that the Smiles is a pretty good team name. They've chosen Bob, so I don't know quite what the idea is there, but we'll workshop it, DG.
They have Smiles in both of their names, so I think a perfect team name would be Say Cheese.
Oh, apparently it's named after their bee plushie Bob, and they've got a whole bee-themed cosmetics. To be fair, I think if you like bees, you are well served in TFT at the moment. We do have already, in fact, I think playing in this very competition, a team which was, or at least a player, there we go, the Biting Bee, Bee Lever. Like, I think the whole bee thing is going to be a hotly contested topic, DG, just because there's so many bee things in TFT that, everyone wants to be a bee.
Hashtag save the bees. So, that's from a little bit ago, a few years back. But, if we have a lot of bees, you have to save them and cherish them.
I do like the idea of cherishing a bee. I don't know, well, DG, I don't know if you've got any bee-related memories, but I can share one which I have, which was being on a train, traveling up to somewhere up north, because everywhere's up north to me, and having a bee somehow fly in a window, rest on my arm in the sunlight, and just have a little nap. And I was like, that's incredibly adorable. Unfortunately, I didn't get a picture of it, but it was wonderful. So,
That is incredible. My biggest memories of bees are basically I fought off a wasp from that was trying to cause damage to a couple of bees in my backyard. Got stung for it, but I saved the bees.
How wonderful. The Smart Master. Oh no, sorry, who was it who... That's right, yeah, the Smart Master one was the bee plushie. Are you right if we show your bee plushie on stream? Because that's extremely adorable. And we're waiting for the next games to start, so we can afford to get a little bit distracted with as much bee content as possible. Alright, I'm gonna grab that one and just throw it directly onto stream, because that's... Hopefully this is the right one. It is! Haha!
Wow.
Look at that bee!
That is adorable.
There we go. Bob is our third caster for today. Hopefully, I think it's very important to have a bee representative on stream to give us a perspective on this new and upcoming craze of everyone is a bee or bee adjacent.
Wonderful. I mean, yeah, agree. I agree with your point, Bob. You are a very cute plushie. So, I do have to say, I'm feeling very proud of our third caster counter. Coming up on the cast immediately, throwing up a very good point, and then handing the reins over to us.
Oh, Haroldus thinks I should be replaced by the bee. All right, let's see. That is honestly, that is an improvement. I will give them that much. I think. Wait a second. If that's an improvement, then perhaps.
No. I know what you. Yeah.
There we go. The stream has been saved. We are now all Bob on this blessed day. Let's hope we can only match up to that level of cuteness in our lives going forwards.
Don't think that's possible, but make don't let your dreams be dreams, and just do it, or however Shia LaBeouf said it.
I'm just to see how many bees we can fit onto the stream. It looks like quite a lot, as it turns out. Well, I mean, I don't know is this viral marketing, DG? Is this what viral marketing is and how it works? You just get a whole bunch of bees and they, just turn up on your stream and you don't know, you've somehow... We should have gotten a sponsorship from whoever makes these plushies and we'd be much better off.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly much better than MLMs. That's all I'm going to say.
Wait a second, I want to make sure that we've got the full immersive experience, so I'm going to do animated portraits while we're talking. Bob 2, what do you think? No? You refuse to be puppeted? I understand your position entirely. So, general friends, we are waiting for the next game to start, which is why we've lost our minds. Only really one game into the competition, but we'll be jumping in as soon as that game's available. I'm just checking to see if, I think we might have gone, let's see. Oh, the Tired Tourney organizers are playing their game. So I think they have started ahead of some of the other lobbies we were waiting for. So we'll jump across and join them in a second. That will be, let's see. That's actually table 1, which is going to be, no, sorry, table 2. Which is Team Bob, obviously. Tired Tourney organizers Miko Strong and Everidge 1. Pengu, of course, who are in competition with Team Bob for the #1 name. And Roll Down Regret. Bakagayo and JNC. So DG, as we come to table 2, we'll of course be seeing the teams fighting for their spots at the final table.
I mean, it is looking very, very interesting in table 2, and also I do have to say, very, very good point, Bob, as the competition is getting heated up. We are getting ready for the final lobby, and I think lobby 2 or lobby 3 have certainly been are certainly in contention to get that final slot, especially if whoever gets the win in lobby 2 and lobby 3, as we are joined in game. Sadly, no Bobs in this game right now.
Well, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll see what we can do about forcibly bringing back the Honey Monster trait to the competition itself. I'm just going to update the team information as well to bring that up to date. But let's get things kicked off. And it looks like Smile Master and Smile Songstress have made good on their promise. That's a lot of B shapes out there, DG. Or should I say, DB?
When I become a bee, I'm not very deadly. I may just sting a little, so I would happily be the ghost bee.
Ooh. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Again, we are here for all of the branding, so let's make sure we can workshop that as quickly as possible. So just updating the team information. We've got ourselves, let's see, a prismatic party here in Lobby 2, DG. So things are going to be kicking off at speed.
Yeah, prismatic party, which means everything is ramped up, not just Kale at late levels, and it means the tempo is going up. Sorry, if you got that reference, you're very cool, and I like you a lot.
Oh my gosh, what does that mean for people who didn't get the reference?
It just means they haven't watched a very recent animated movie.
Wait, no, I have seen that movie. I understood that reference. My brain just wasn't in the right place. Let's take a look at what the Team Bob, aka the Smiles, aka Team Blue in this game are up to then. So, going for Buried Treasure straight away to get those early slams in and some early moves for Soul Fighter. For Smile Songstress, it looks like we've got a Protector board building up here. And one thing which I'm kind of interested to see, which we've not seen a ton of, but a little bit of so far, DG, is people just putting together, you know, some of the Monster Trainer boards which can be flexible on their front line.
Yeah, I quite like Monster Trainer boards, especially if you get them early on. If you can get a, I'm sorry, we have a Battle Academia emblem here and no Battle Academia units, so I'm guessing JNC. Okay, I'm going to give up on that pronunciation because I might say something rude in a language. But yeah, we have a Battle Academia emblem and no Battle Academia units, which means we're currently fielding something else and just gearing up to play Battle Academia later on. Yeah, it's looking a little bit weird, Counter.
Alright, well, team information is up to date, so... Oops. Apologies. It looks like I've made a little bit of a mess of that panel down there. So let's make sure... Yeah, let's make sure everything's working. Alright, nice. Apologies, still building the train track underneath the train. It looks like the Pengus, Promiscuous and Pantsless, how sacrilegious, are off to the races here. And we answer one of history and indeed nature's greatest questions, DG. Are bees or penguins the more ferocious predator?
It really, really depends, because we have the Pengus have been with us since the start of TFT. You know, Pengu is sort of the TFT mascot, but the bees have come in and sort of taken over a little bit, or started contesting the Pengus for that mascot. So, you know, it's really interesting, but I think in this early game, at least, Team Pengus is winning out. However, I don't think you can ever count out the bees.
Let's see what the... So, Smart Master and Smart Songstress actually do take first place off that round. So, bees and Pengus in this lobby are currently rocking the roost. Let's see what some of our other friends have got here. So, I'm going to zoom myself in on our team information to make sure I've got it to hand. So the Smiles, aka Team Bob, currently in first place. The Promiscuous Pengu, or Pengu Pengu, in second place. Then we've got in third place Roll Down Regret, which is Bakagayo and JNC, who are running the Battle both of them, in fact, TG, running Battle Academia. And then our last one's the Tired Tourney organizers, Miku Stands Chunk and Everidge on EU West, running Soul Fighter and Crystal Gambit. DG, from those ones, which would you like to hop onto next?
I want to stay where we are right now, because this is a very interesting Crystal Gambit board, and I think you're also going to be very happy about this one, Counter. As I know you like to play a lot of Crystal Gambit.
Oh, right, okay, I was trying to figure out if there was something unusual going on here which I hadn't spotted. But yeah, Crystal Gambit, it's really interesting. I mean, DG, since they could make that B patch change, Vertical Crystal Gambit, if you can just get one emblem, is, you know, potentially very strong.
Yeah, especially when you get to 5 Crystal Gambit, or even 7 come stage forward. So it's looking very strong, and we are doubling down immediately. Not even a second thought put into it. This is Miku Stands Chunk is definitely looking to have a very strong late game. So that means that Evragion is going to have to basically carry the team in terms of health, and then hope that Miku Stands can carry in the late game.
I mean, in terms of overall double up strategy, it seems to make sense, you know, to not be both aiming to do the same thing just because of the risks involved. But it seems to be working pretty well. The only problem I've got is that Evandrin is pretty strong, and I think, as we'll see here, is going to go and break the loss streak of Miku Stan.
Yeah, because the other team is really Bakagyo and JNC are not that strong themselves, so yeah, that was not a good way to go about it right now. But maybe they actually made themselves a little bit weaker just to deny that big loss streak. So you never know. But that was a very bad round for Miku Stan's Chonk, and a very good round for everyone else in this lobby because, yeah, you definitely don't want to see a massive Crystal Gambit cash out.
I think you're right. You see, we had the one problem for Roll Down Regret. They had a win streaking and a loss streaking player. JNC and Bakigyo, they are both loss streaking, so they've got a much better setup there to make sure that they harvest as much gold as possible. Admittedly, they're giving up some amount of additional HP to make this happen, but they're not really that far behind Roll Down Regret.
No, they also have some very good units. You know, and some very good comps getting built up here. We're looking at basically what is going to be a. I'm sorry, I just saw an Archangels being built on a 2-star Caitlyn, so I was a little bit confused. But never mind. We're looking at a Battle Academia Kale reroll board on one end, and it's looking like we have some Soul Fighter action here, and Miku Stan's going for that Crystal Gambit once again.
One thing I do like about Crystal Gambit in this set is that it feels a lot less punishing than the previous versions of this idea were, in terms of if you do get, you don't have the whole thing of needing to keep a loss streak going the entire way through. You get less in terms of outcome, but if you don't decide to double down, then you're still getting a pretty reasonable income stream, even if somebody does mess with your loss streak.
Yeah, certainly is looking like it. That's going long, right, Counter? The first
yes.
one from Miku Stan. Okay, so and the second one is Mess Hall. So Mess Hall is actually really looking interesting, especially if you're building a board with a lot of heavy front line and you have a couple of auto attackers in the back line.
So yeah, this is kind of interesting, Mess Hall, because it's basically sort of an Ascensions kind of effect. So 10 seconds and you get the attack speed boost. Given that you are dealing your attack damage as magic damage, I'm assuming this is intended to be more of a caster thing. That, if you've only got one form of penetration, I realize that phrasing is terrible. If you've only got one form of, magic pen or armor pen on your team, then it's more likely you're going to have that for a spellcaster team than you would for an AD team. So I like this for Miku Stans. I'll see how it works out long term. The Soul Fighter is still working up here. I thought maybe we'd be seeing something a bit more interesting going, but it's just the final boss, not any kind of weird 4-starring attempt being made on Naafiri.
Not really. However, that Naafiri is still looking very, very strong, especially because Rascal's gloves have also come in on top of the beneficial Thieves gloves. So now you only need a Pandora's box as your final augment, and you basically can just build infinite TGs on every single unit. Lucky gloves, roll the dice, and if you get the Pandoras, you're all set for the rest of the game. What I was going to say there is, Mess Hall actually works really well with the likes of Ashe. So Ashe is probably one of those incredible AD units that can just use their auto attacks to deal a lot of magic damage. And speaking of Ashe, we see her.
Okay, well, as we come to the midpoint here of Game 2, let's take stock of where we are overall. We've still got the Pengus in top position, but now we've got a little bit of company there. Roll Down Regret, the yellow team, on equal HP, and Smile Master and Songstress just behind. It's only really the down to the very bottom team, Jensen and Bakigyo, who are the ones who are really below anybody else.
Yeah, Roll Down Regret are certainly regretting a couple of their roll downs right now, as I just saw a Garen 3 get sold. Huh?
Interesting. If only there was an undo button in TSU, but Bakugou must have something else in mind. We know, you point out, we've got a Sorcerer emblem, and we've got a Battle Academia emblem. Maybe we're just switching to pure Sorcerer.
I mean, you could have just slapped the Sorcerer emblem on the Garen and have him be the tankiest, the tankiest tank that has ever tanked in existence. But yeah, sure, let's slap it on the Rammus.
I do agree. It seems to be a little strange, but Bakugou, I mean, they've definitely. Excuse me, I need to do a little bit of correction on the team icons as well. I realize at the bottom. Yeah, Gen-Sense, they need to get something happening right away, or they're going to be out of this here Lobby 2 game, round 2. Remember, once more, the stakes for this game, a spot at the top table for the final round, and a chance to call yourselves the champion team. So if your strategies go right, GG, you will get no further chances.
Yeah, it's certainly looking like it, and also we have 6 Sorcerers active right now, but... Oh, Bakugou has Prismatic Pipeline, so hopefully we get to see some power-ups getting built in on after this neutral round. However, I'm very much afraid that they already lost too much HP, and it's not going to be enough for Bakugou JNC to come back into this game.
Let's see, so we've got Flexible. So, of course, yes, we didn't even take account of that, so that's why Bakugou has ended up with this weird collection of potentially completely unrelated emblems coming through. We do at least have, let's see, so this is interesting because we've got a Spatula, so Bakugou could potentially get Battle Academia +2, but not Sorcerer +2. I'm really curious to see where they go with this one long term. We do have Battle Academia. Oh wait, I think I see why now, DG. We've run into a situation. They're both running Battle Academia.
Yeah, but the thing is, even if they were both running Battle Academia, there's no reason to sell you Garen 3, in my opinion. Like, yes, this is a very good... Oh. That was a Yuumi. From an orb.
Alright, so immediately, yeah. I'm surprised you want to bin off the Ezreal just for the Prodigy, but perhaps this team's a little bit more focused around the Varus. I don't think we did talk about Varus yesterday as being a unit that's newly buffed as of this patch, but hasn't really found his place in the set so far.
No, it's I think it needs a little bit of help to be extremely prominent. However, I think Battle Academia, the emblem actually helps out a little bit simply because of that power of the prominence and the damage amp that this Varus gets, because look at it, he has 55 damage amp, and so if that Varus can get a couple of items like an Infinity Edge, you know, just or even a Death Blade, something to just give him that extra bit of AD, that Varus can snipe away everyone.
Remember, of course, this is a fully prismatic lobby, so things are going to be operating at very high speed the entire way through. So as we come to the third and final augment of the game, it's worth noting, of course, that the tired tourney organizers, Evangeline and Miku Stan's Chonk, are in pole position. Let's see what they picked up. Golden Egg for Miku Stan, invested for Evangeline. It feels like that's a pretty powerful combination, DG, to trade their current top position for later power.
I mean, it's certainly looking like it, and also, I want to see the Radiant TG on the Viego instead of on the Naafiri, because I think the Viego, even at 1 star, is a little bit better than that Naafiri. But hey, you live and you learn. Maybe it's going to go immediately on the Gwen when she comes up here for Evragion. But I think the TG is just so good, and also having invested as an augment is just amazing.
I mean, it's looking pretty good, and I think taking invested is very much a Vanrun saying, you know what, I'm recognizing that my board is about as powerful as it's going to get right now, so I'm literally going to invest in the long term, and perfectly judged, immediately loses the round, but has got a huge bank balance to go into the extreme late game. That will allow for the Pengus to jump into pole position, though. We're still very hotly contested at the top of the table. Down the bottom, though, we've got a little bit of trouble brewing. We're down to elimination station for the purple team, and it looks like their plans have not quite come together the way they would have liked.
No, really haven't, and that's a Crystal Gambit emblem, and there's a no, it's not a Force of Nature, it's a Tactician's Crown. Sorry, there it is. So we have 1 extra unit here for Bakayao, and he's jumping over to help JNC just in the nick of time there. But I think that K'Sante is strong enough with the help of that Smolder to just take everyone out, and Bakayao and JNC are going to be eliminated in 4th place. So Roldan regret, yeah, definitely regretting some of that.
That leaves us with an actually surprisingly healthy overall lobby, given I think Bakayao and JNC were taking most of the damage in that lobby, so everyone else is left around 50 HP or so. Smile Master and Smile Songstress will be the lowest HP remaining, the Soul Fighter board coming together, and Songstress, it looks like we are seeing what we're hoping to see, which is Smolder being brought in with a Protector frontline. This is the first time we're seeing this on stream, and it's looking like so far so good, even if the 3-star isn't necessarily super close.
Yeah, and Smolder just scales really well into the late game. I know there was a conversation about Kog'Maw versus Smolder, but I think Smolder just has a little bit more reliability and power when the late game comes, and certainly a Radiant Infinity Edge is going to help out with that. But also I want to say, Team Roldan Regret got eliminated on 4-3 counter, which is why we have the rest of the teams be so healthy in this lobby.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at the way that Smolder works, over time, Smolder will be gaining AD per trainer level. So, yeah, as you mentioned, having the Radiant IE will make those casts hit like an absolute truck. Let's see, yeah, even at 2-star, we're doing 12,000 damage overall. It's worth noting, of course, that this is really Songstress's only damage source in the composition right now. Having played this myself, it does start to feel like Smolder struggles to really deal with the late game boards as your only damage dealer.
I mean, it is a little bit scary. However, if you can get a 3-star Neeko along with that 3-star Smolder, you will have a sufficient enough front line to help you out while your Smolder basically ramps up and around and just deletes everything. The only real problem that I have here is you're up against triple Hull Crusher Poppy with Jinx that is also ramping up AD, so you can't really destroy anyone here as Smile Songstress, one part of Team Bob.
Well, let's keep checking on everybody else, what they're up to. Looks like we've got the yellow squad rushing down to 3rd place the Crystal Gambit board, we've still got the Golden Egg going through. Well, DG, I'm kind of impressed at Miku's stand for deciding to go for Crystal Gambit, which is kind of encouraging you to Lost Streak, and then Golden Egg together.
It's a huge risk to take, especially since we have a red buff and an Infinity Edge on a Zyra. There, yes. Oh, right. The AD is magic damage board. Right, I forgot. But what this means is just you're really banking on this Zyra to just be your primary damage dealer, and just hope everyone else survives until the Zyra can just deal enough damage and be your safe haven. The only big problem that I have with that is you don't really have a front line to help you out.
No, frontline in this set particularly can be so important considering how dangerous things can be around the place, and when you've got massive damage dealers like the Smolder on the other side of the equation, things can go wrong in a hurry. For the tired tourney organizers playing in yellow, Miku and Everidge, they are in some pretty major trouble. You see that we've got at least some money in the bank for Vagrant, but for Miko stands, they're pretty much out of cash. They're going to have to rely on the Golden Egg to arrive, which I think has been stuck on 5 for a while, so we don't know if that's fully accurate. But otherwise, Miku's got no money left in the bank to try and make their board stronger.
Yeah, I mean, Miku has been taking losses ever since 4-2 has come around, so that egg cannot get hatched. You really need 2 wins here as Miku to get everything, but you're going up against what is, in my opinion, the strongest board in this game right now, with the 8-star Guardians plus the Seraphine, a triple Hull Crusher, Poppy, and a Jinx. And this egg really can't get cashed out here, can't get opened unless you have really your teammate helping you out and just giving you that extra bit of assistance.
Well, one way to make that assistance happen is with a Yone 2. So this is the board that DG were calling for before to do a bit of reorganization. So we've now got the Radiant gloves. You pointed out before, these are lucky Rascals gloves in place at the moment. So we've got ourselves what should be some spectacular itemization. We've got the Thieves gloves in place for the Yone as well. I think Evangeline couldn't be better situated unless they had Soul Fighter 8 in to help their team and their teammate get across the line.
Yeah, what are we? We're looking for a Lux here, right? Yes, we're looking for a Lux. And ooh, that is so unlucky going up against a Soul Fighter emblem there, which means Soul Fighter 8 is active for Smile Master, and these 2 boards going up against each other. I mean, it's really difficult seeing them fight, but yeah, both. What's funny is that both of these boards have the Samira be cloned and the clone dealing damage. So I just saw 4 Samiras circling around.
Luchador being picked up by Miku. Interesting. We're getting close to the end here, DG. The Pengus are looking real good in the lobby. It's 63 HP, way more than the rest of the lobby combined, and doubled. It's, we certainly saw a dominating win in round 1. It seems to be we're on course for another dominating win in round 2, heading into our final round yet to come.
I mean, certainly looking like it. And we also have... I'm sorry, that was 140 gold and then immediate level up into level 10. I think Pantless Pengu literally said, I have a strong board now, I'm gonna go do some other things, and just came back to level up to 10.
I mean, it's scary times. We talked about the Stargarden Ember before. Incredibly powerful. We've got the Poppy with a triple Hull Crusher. She shall not be moved from that front line. The only question is whether or not potentially she can be gotten past some other way. Like with the Samira, she pointed out from before, Samira will prioritize hitting the back line because she's looking for the biggest clump of units, and it will be enough to put Pantsless Pengu down. Promiscuous Pengu loses as well. We could be in here for a sea change.
I mean, you shouldn't really lose as Promiscuous Pengu there. You have a Gwen 2. You have a Gwen 2 with all... It's an Edge of Night? Okay, that's a little bit more interesting, but still, you have a Gwen 2, you have those 6 sorcerers coming in. You have a lot of tankiness, a lot of frontline. You have a Zyra 2 with the Sorcerer Emblem. That's scary. So I think they're still in a very good position. Now this is a fight that's really going to decide I think the fate of the game, probably, because Team Yellow is now down to their last lives. We haven't seen if this egg is cashed out, but look at what that Gwen just demolished everything.
There will be no egg in our future, DG. We're down to our final 2. Let's flash the Bob on stream to recognize Team Bob making it into the top 2. But the Pengus seem to be an undefeatable opposition, with, of course, the way, DG, that the double up works. Potentially you can have one of your players win for the rest of the game and your team still lose if you're on lower HP.
Oh wow, what, 6 Sorcerer Gwen? That was incredible. I mean, I just saw Gwen cast, and then the whole board went bye-bye.
This is the reason why. The 6 Sorcerer effect, which I don't think anybody's playing 6 Sorcerer at the moment, but we can see the damage is exactly as you're saying. When the Sorcerers kill a unit, it deals 12% of that unit's max health to the 2 nearest enemies, so you've kind of got a chain explosion effect that goes through. The more you kill, the more you would then blow up other units and just wipe the board out immediately.
Yeah, I mean, it seems sort of like the reverse Chemtech explosions from our first arcade set.
Well, this could be it, DG. I mean, well, we won't be the end of the game, but it could be the end of Team Bob's chances. We will see Smart Master go up against the Sorcerer board, and as you can see, it's ripped through in a hurry. We'll see if Songstress can fare any better. But of course, once the reinforcements come in, it's all over very quickly. As we talked about before, DG, you're looking like we're going to end another on-stream lobby with one team hyper dominant.
I mean, Pengu is the mascot of TFT. We've already said this. That's okay. So we have 6 Jinxes, 6 Poppies. We have 5 Seraphines, and we're basically rolling down for nothing. We're rolling down just for funsies. It's just a victory lap for the Pengus.
The Pengus definitely veterans here of the double up scene in Counter Casual competition, and we can see just how powerful a board they can build together. Team Bob makes top 2, but that will be an end of it. The Pengus rule the roost, and a dominating win with 50 HP plus by the tail end of it. I think that really puts them into table 1 at the end of all of this as a team to watch as potential winners of the entire thing.
I mean, they are on track. They are tied for first place, I believe, with two wins. Let me just check.
Yes, let's check. Actually, I'll see if I can bring up our standings on stream if I can. Because we'll be going to break, of course, in a second. What do you see,
they
EG?
had second place. They had a second in the first, so they are on 15 points, but they still should be in the final lobby.
Okay, well, let's see if we can bring him up on stream just to kind of make sure that everyone is up to date. I'm just kind of hopefully get this one working. Let's see. Okay, yes, this should be good enough. So I'm just doing a little bit of surreptitious standing modification. Let's bring onto stream so we can see it. So we've got one undefeated team so far for those who go before Noctimentorius and God of Mid. And then Pengu and the Dark Duo move into joint second place with Sensations and Bob tied for 5th and 6th. So that means that Team Bob will be playing on table 2, I believe, for the final round. And the Sensations will be the ones getting to go face to face with the top level players.
I mean, it certainly could be. I think everyone who's on 15 points is probably going to be solidified for the final lobby, and it is really going to come down to whoever wins the entire tournament simply because of how close everything is.
Alright, gentle friends, so we can see our standings there. We've got quite the table one yet to come. When we return from break, of course, we'll be reviewing what happened in round 2 and then readying ourselves for the very best double up teams in the entire competition to go face to face with each other. We will take ourselves a 7-minute break. We will drop in our adverts during that break to make sure that we are clear for the final game. So we'll see you guys in just a few minutes' time as Counter's casual competition concludes. Howdy, howdy everybody, welcome back to Counters Casual Competition. We'll be getting the final round started in just a few moments' time. Took a little bit of work to bring us some results from the previous round live onto stream. Look, it's us, but it's also some results. Wow! So GG, these are some of the results from the previous round. Looney Le Fay bring out a composition we hadn't got to see yet, and White Dragon as well. So we've got Prodigy, or Malzahar Prodigy on one side, and it looks to be actually Blade Master from White Dragon.
Huh? Blade Master?
Wait, Edgelord, sorry. There's so many similar sounding things across TFT. Oh boy.
Edgelord is just a fancier way of saying Blade Master. But it also looks like we had the Shen augment for White Dragon.
Oh, that's right. That would make a lot more sense as to what this composition was trying to do. And we even got a Radiant Ginsu's in there, so I like it.
Yeah, I very much like it as well, especially because of all of that true damage ramping up. The 3-star Xin Zhao and I'm sorry, itemless 3-star Xayah, by the way. That's funny. But we do have some items on the Twisted Fate, with I'm guessing to get some of those crew benefits for himself. But yeah, is that a Kale for Looney Le Fay? No, that's Malzahar, right?
Yes, yeah, that's the Malzahar Prodigy board with the Yuumi as a secondary carry and the Seraphine just kind of hanging out. So yeah, I mean, I like it. Malzahar is one of those units I think is a bit of a sleeper for people because his spell is so subtle in terms of its visual effect that it doesn't really look like he does anything until he just wipes the entire board.
I mean, yeah, if you can get Mage on him, which just gives him an extra cast, then you can just spread along his Malefic Visions across the entire board, and then it just becomes you're wondering, where did my board go?
Oh yes, Smart Master saying Malzahar with Blighting Jewel is a satisfying comp visually. Yeah, I imagine that makes it really crazy. But let's take a look at some of the other results we got in. As hello, Poppy. She's come to say hello. / pull all my cables out. Oh no, she ran off again. There we go. Animals not very reliable, as it turns out. Let me just fix this graphic a little bit.
As long as she doesn't press the start button on your PC, you're good.
I have a coaster on top of my PC, DG, for exactly that reason, because that's something that Paws loves to do. But Ferb is not pressing power buttons, but instead running the Katarina reroll, which honestly, GG, I think we've seen way too little of in the competition so far, for considering how powerful it is.
Yeah, certainly has been looking like it, but also, wait, is that? I'm sorry, Counter. Can we just see the? Okay, it is. It's Phineas and Ferb. So, 104 days of summer vacation, something. And Phineas and Ferb have definitely come up with an invention to get to first place, and that is the RE3 and the Cat plus Rakan 3 reroll happening here. So, basically, what this comp consists of is. You have Rakan being your main frontline. You have Katarina destroying destroying the backline, and you have Ryze and Yuumi helping out each other with that frontline damage. So it's a very standard comp that has been sort of very prevalent in solo queue. I think it's one of the most played comps. And then we have a Star Guardian RE3 board from Phineas, which I think I haven't seen it as much in solo queue right now, Counter, but I still know that it's fairly strong.
Well, particularly if you can get the Ahri up to 3-star, as Phineas was able to do in this game. You know, she's just absolutely terrifying. I think just having a unit that has a built-in damage spread across the squad is such an interesting way to deal with that design-wise. Just to update you guys, we are waiting on the results of Table 4. That's Virtuoso's Smack Crabs, Road, Draminarch, who we saw before, Granger, and Hung, and I believe So Bad, unfortunately, were not able to play ultimately to defend their title. So once we've got the results from Table 4 in, if you're watching from Table 4 and the results are already available, just not posted, please do so, and then we can move on to the next round. But until that happens, we'll have to delay things a little bit. So while we're waiting, DG, I'm just going to see if there's any more results we haven't looked at as of yet from the previous round. Maybe, let's see, not Notorious. Oh, there's, I believe, one more we haven't looked at yet, so let's just bring that onto stream. Whoop. Excuse me. Right, let's do a little bit of zooming out so you can see everything that's going on. So we saw a squad from before, the Batman and Black Villain. We've got, in this case, a 3 snipers focus Jinx. Or maybe, is this from a previous run? I'm not sure. Either that or people have been playing a lot of snipers focus this tournament.
I mean...
Okay, it's from a previous round, never mind.
It is the previous round because it's the lobby with Duck and Pills.
Alright, well, in that case, I withdraw any statements. Virtuoso, Table 4 is done, waiting for first place to post. Virtuoso, if you do happen to still have the results from the previous one, it would definitely be very beneficial if you could chuck them into the post results here just to help out Wet Noodles and get the tournament going again, because it's very unusual for a team that gets first place to not post the results, but it seems to be that they might have forgotten to, and then also wandered off, so we're just waiting to see if we can get them back.
I mean, it could just be that. I know that sometimes I'm going to let you know counter this. I'm going to do it on stream. Sometimes you need to have the tags like incredibly to a T to let you post. So sometimes it just doesn't let you post on it unless you have the tags properly set up. So it could have been just a slight error in the tags as well.
All right, I'm just gonna see if I can help out Wet Noodles by just tagging some.
Of course.
Virtuoso, if you could. Okay, so Dramonic just posted saying Table 4 just finished. Could y'all from Table 4 input the results? Just want to see if we can get things moving along a little bit faster. Oh, I think it's just been posted, so.
Yeah, okay.
Ah, right. A random team won. Thank you very much, Virtuosos, for clarifying that. But it looks like results are coming in. So Smack Crabs and Virtuosos came second in that lobby. With, let's see, we've got Star Guardian.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Random team. You skip the random team's results, so you basically got it first.
Yes. So congratulations. I suppose that kind of works out well overall. Bear in mind, of course, general friends, that the way the tournament works is that it will filter to make sure the upper tables are as full as possible, rather than trying to spread out as much. Yes, Virtuoso's dirty points, you'll take it. So only people who are playing at the lower tables will be able to take advantage of that particular situation. I think it's actually very rare for random teams to win, just because our CCC teams are fighting, with every inch of fight they have in them, so usually able to beat out the random teams, but perhaps this is a team worth recruiting, DG, in the future. I'll have to look into it.
I mean, it depends. I had a similar situation where one of the friends from one of the players in the CCC was filling in a lobby. That person happened to be Challenger, so I got second in the lobby, but I got first in the points, so I didn't care. And I lost out to a Challenger player narrowly. So I took that first with all the pettiness in my heart.
All right, friends, it looks like we've got the results coming in, so apologies for before. I think that's actually come up before where some people have gotten confused as to whether or not the post results because of somebody who's not a tournament team winning. But we are underway for round number 3. Of course, as we promised from before, we will be going to the very top of the table for round 3. So that will be, for those who go before Noctum Notorious and God of Mid, Pengu Pengu, we saw before, Promiscuous and Pantsless Pengu, the dark duo of Black Villain and Ich Bin Batman, and the Sensations, Stevie Sensation and Shelby Sensation, 2 best buds who are looking to get the number 1 prize. DG, for you, in terms of what we're going to be seeing coming up here for Game 3, for you, what do you feel like makes the best double up, team? What's kind of the biggest markers for you as to what's showing that a team is a very, very good duo?
I think knowing what your teammate is trying to achieve in basically every single stage of the game. So are they looking for a win streak? Are they looking for a loss streak? Are they looking to maybe take one unit losses, things like that? So just knowing what your teammate wants and knowing what you need to do to help out your teammate. Like, do you need to win if your teammate is going on a massive loss streak and playing, for example, Crystal Gambit, or are they playing something else? Like Star Guardians that requires a little bit of leveling to ramp up, so you would be the one to sort of get on that early win streak and help them out. And I think just
DG, have we lost you? Oh no! DG has been consumed by the void. Alright, well I suppose we'll see him when he shows up again. But yeah, we're heading into our final game of the entire competition. Likely, I think it's going to be very difficult for whoever wins this next lobby to not be the tournament winner overall. When it comes to double up, things are a little bit more fiddly because there's actually very few points in the tournament overall. Normally it's from 1 to 8 from first to last place. In this case, it's 4 to 1. So the difference between first place, second place, third place is much, much smaller. So I won't call it necessarily immediately as to who is going to be winning any given game. But I think we're going to be heading into a game with a tremendous amount of very, very good teams. It's, it feels like it's possible to brute force something like double up with just raw skill as a player. But for me, I certainly find it the most interesting when you see players who are maybe less accomplished in terms of raw, ladder skill come in and as a duo find those little advantages that can get them across the line.
Am I back?
You are. Welcome back, TG.
Right. How much of that did you hear? Or
I don't think I heard nearly any of it.
right. Well, we're just going to jump back out of it. As is my camera not getting picked up?
Let me just double check that.
I'll restart it again. But yeah, what I was trying to say there is communication is going to be key, because you really need to talk to your teammate, and your teammate knowing what you want and what you need to do at every single stage of the game is going to be the way to go, and how you snatch the victory in this game number 3. And because it is so close, a 1 point difference, as there I am.
Yeah.
Because it is a 1 point difference, whoever wins the lobby wins the entire tournament.
Well, let's see. So I think with the way the tiebreakers are, only for those who go before have got the 2 first places, which are generally going to be one of the most powerful tiebreakers. I think there is a world, maybe we can ask, I don't know if Noodles is got enough spare brain to help us with this. Could we have scenarios for table 1? And we'll see if we can get, because Wendell's is the one who obviously actually knows this as clearly as possible. So we'll see if we can get some potential scenarios happening. But as we said, coming to this, for those who go before are absolutely going to be the favoured team coming in. Who've got, the most advantage. They've got the most points coming in. They've got the best tiebreakers. So all signs point to them being our champions here today. But DG, it's very, very hard to clean sweep a competition, just because as the tournament goes, your competition you're playing against gets stronger and stronger.
Yeah, especially in a double up tournament where you're kind of depending on two people having very good games 3 times in a row. So it's basically a cumulative of 6 good games to sort of help you out. I would say it's a little bit of a bigger challenge. I think what is it? Okay, so I just checked out the points. We have a team with 14 points, so it could be potentially that, for example, if the team with 14 points wins, and for those who go before, if they take second, I think they still snatch the victory based on the point lead. However, we will get there when we get there, and for now, we are slowly but surely getting into game, and it is our final lobby of the day. So I'm very much interested in seeing what we get here.
All right, yes, let's jump across and see our final lobby, as you said, of the entire competition. This is table 1, the greatest teams to be able to punch through 2 rounds so far. This 3rd round for all the marbles. Again, a reminder, Nocturne Notorious and God of Mid, known as, for those who go before, the only undefeated team in the entire competition.
Yeah, a double first place, and it looks like, okay, so the sensations are also in our game. The first time I saw the name The Sensations, I immediately thought of the Temptations, the 1960s band.
Oh yeah, I mean they are part of the rebranding project that we are running here. Be able to get everyone as obvious a team name as is possible. I mean, when you're playing with Stephen Shelby Sensation, because Steve was only known as Steve, so it was very easy to be like, well, it's Steve and Shelby Sensation. Obviously, the Sensations.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's certainly looking like God of Mid here going for a couple of raids early on, which does seem interesting, but God of Mid also has a couple of snipers here on the bench waiting, so we could see a sniper's board. Last second save could be really, really powerful. As we that's a Supreme Cell emblem. So that just turns the game around for God of Mid.
Gosh, this is interesting. Because, I mean, there certainly are some lines which are very underplayed at the moment. And Supreme Cell, definitely one of them. I mean, we know that generally we're seeing Darius and Kaiser carry as a combo. I mean, if you were playing this yourself, DG, how confident would you feel about being able to come through with a win?
Well, you could activate 4 Supreme Cells very early on because you don't need that Akali. But the thing is, I think God of Mid already had a plan in mind for the raids and snipers. So it could be, this being a very big wrench in those plans. However, what you can do with the Supreme Cells here is if you can get an early Kai'Sa or an early Darius, you can still have them stacking quite a bit, and it's very easy to get Kennen anyway. So if you can get lucky to get Kai'Sa and Darius, especially on level 4, you can activate 4 Supreme Cells and then just have a very massive game here in the early and the mid game, where you could go for a level 7 reroll board. And we're already seeing Noculomotorius and God of Myth, thankfully I got that, taking wins in their first combat.
Wow, and for Noculomotorius as well, running gold for dummies, so that's getting extra gold for however long the round runs. Sorry, if you can actually be winning rounds or drawing out rounds, you're not just moving yourself economically ahead by that one extra gold vector.
Yeah.
You're maybe getting 2 or 3 extra gold per round.
Yeah, that's looking very, very interesting. So that's a lot of dummies being played and fielded here, and it's also a lot of economy build up as well. Certainly now we have. It looks like we have some mighty mech being played here as well. So that means that already 2 gold or 3 gold being made just in this round alone. So the simple efficiency of the economy here from these training dummies, especially when you are going for a win streak and you don't really make that much gold, is pretty powerful.
Yeah, it looks like Noculomotorius is going to push levels using this extra gold rather than trying to save up. I think recognizing the stronger their board is, the more time they'll get to be able to get more gold back out of it. So I like it overall. The Dark Duo, let's check in with them. So we've got a Star Student Katarina Battle Academia board coming together on one side, and from Batman's side we're seeing more mech. So I think this one's probably a little bit more interesting overall to look at. So Star Student, so extra potential. So I think what this will mean is, yeah, just that the Katarina gets a small increase in damage overall. I know that people like to have max Arcana if you're going to be going for a Katarina carry overall.
You can go for 2 things. Star Student is also fairly good, especially for the early game when you need that extra bit of oomph to destroy a board. But you can also go for I forgot the name of the power up. You basically go down to 65% HP, but you gain damage amp, and if you have a Hand of Justice, you just heal it up back to full with your first cast.
Oh, I think I know. I may be thinking of a slightly different one, but I know that's the one where you damage yourself each time you cast and gain damage amp or something like that. I think we might be thinking of...
No, this one is the one where you, at the start of the round, you go down to 65% HP.
Okay. Well, I suppose we'll see if that one turns up overall. Black Villain is in a pretty decent spot though. The early win streak is looking strong. Over on Batman's side of things, looking like, well, it hasn't been as successful, at least has got a decent board built, especially with the Archangels and Illusion, just to lose, but not to lose badly.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of been a lose-win for Batman, which you don't really want it to be the case, especially once you fielded a very powerful board here. But yeah, a couple of other players have also fielded very powerful boards, so it's a little bit scary. But now we see Batman taking the victory here, as Villain does need a little bit of help here with his Battle Academy is going up against God of Mid, but it does seem like Delusion combined with the Collector Ezreal are just going to be enough to give Noculomotorius their first loss.
Apologies, I believe I've actually given people the wrong icons on the bottom right hand side, so I'll just go and fix that a second. But importantly, that does mean that God of Mid and Noculomotorius, as of that last round, the reinforcement, have lost their undefeated streak for the lobby and hopefully open up things a little bit for the rest of the field, like the Sensations.
I mean, yeah, it's certainly looking like we have a little bit of a divide between the first two and the bottom two teams, but we have a Darius getting built up here with a couple of Supreme Cells. So it does look like the Sensation. Well, it does look like Shelby is going to be contesting. I believe it was God of Mid.
Yes, so we've got two different Supreme Cells. So this is the new contenders. So this is spreading out the Supreme Cell to your entire team. There must be a way of using this, DG, which is like really takes advantage of this idea, but I would not know what it is right now.
Well, I know how to use it. Is in its Field 4 Supreme Cells, which Shelby has already done with a Lucky Akali draw on level 5.
So, I mean, let's kind of put these two things together then. So, we've got, you grant it to your entire team, so the bonus primarily being it's being the Amp and the Execute as well for the Supreme Cells. With 4, we've got 2 Supremes, but now anybody on the team can become the Supreme Cell. Presumably, this means that the comp can now cap out tremendously higher, because, you know, you can say take a 5 cost and give it all of that damage amp instead of a 2 cost.
And what's also very powerful here is that I think it works like this. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but because the bonuses are shared, I believe every single Supreme Cells champion can now execute enemies.
Oh, I mean, it says 50% of the Supreme Cells bonuses. I don't know. Let's see. Well, both of those were executing. We'll see if these guys execute. I think not. That would be crazy if that was the case. I think it's just a damage amp, but it's still a decent amount of damage amp at 4 Supreme Cell across your entire squad.
I mean, very, very much so, and especially if you get... Oh, look at that, Kai'Sa. That was simply wonderful, as Shelby is 1 Kayle away from a Kayle 3.
Boy. So gold into gold augment. Let's take a look around what everyone else is doing while this is coming together. So yeah, so I think that was Stevie reinforcing on Shelby there. So we've got the Juggernaut Kayle variation coming in. As I said, Kayle almost up to 3-star. Let's see what the power-up's going to be. Golden Edge. So just farming for the time being, rather than looking for one of these extreme edge case Kayle power-ups.
Oh, I've had this. I've had rounds with this power-up counter where I cashed out within 1 round.
Really?
Yes. Basically, oh, very nice, and that's the Kayle 3 coming in. I was basically, I was lucky enough to get 3-star Aatrox, 3-star Naafiri, 3-star Zac, and 3-star Kayle, and then I had triple Rage Blade on my Kayle, so she was just ramping up attacks. Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
This is sort of an economy build-up.
I think that makes a lot of sense, given that, you know, Kayle boards are legendarily very, very expensive to bring online, which is ironic considering it's built around a 1 cost.
Yeah, but you're basically rolling down for 2 or 3 1-cost champions, depending on how much you want. And it looks like Stevie is not going to go down the path of rolling for every single 1-cost on the board, and is going to just go for the Kayle 3 and then level up to 9 to try and get those shockwaves for Kayle. I also want to point out the Juggernaut emblem that was happening there. So that Zac is very durable on top of getting a massive heal. So even on level 7, we could see Shelby field 6 Juggernauts in.
Yeah, I mean, that makes so much of a difference. Remember, of course, the way the Juggernauts work you've got this durability buff, but also the heal when other Juggernauts die. So, point out the Zac. I mean, it would be ideal if it was a 3-star, but even at 2-star with the Warmogs, that's going to be a significant heal coming in. As the kind of chaff Juggernauts die, you'll see that the Zac stays online, stays on the front line, just constantly getting this trickle of extra healing in. And he makes sure that Stevie Sensation is able to get in those endless attacks. You can see the Golden Edge, you're calling for it, it's starting to stack up pretty seriously and will result in a ton of gold by the time this game is done.
Yeah, that, and also Stevie going out right now is going to get either a okay, so Stevie is going for a Guard Breaker, which is a smart decision.
Okay, well let's zoom out to the big picture then. Again, this is Table 1 of Lobby 3, a battle for the crown. So we've got Black Villain and Ichbeam Batman currently in a top position right now with the Battle Academia board. Looking like this is basically stayed the same as what we saw last time. So let's check out what the Batman board is doing. It's looking like, DG, that we've got a Mentor mech board coming together.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very standard board. It's a level 8, level 9 cap board that deals a lot of damage and also gives you a lot of power here. I also want to, so this is Batman's board. I also want to point out that Black Villain got a Yumi in there as well, and can field, I believe, 7 Battle Academia with the Jace and the Caitlyn. So Black Villain potentially getting to 7 Battle Academia, and also has that it. Oh yeah, got the health from the dice roll. So his their units have extra health.
Oh, I see. Yes. I mean, that's going to make a huge difference for Katarina, given how much she suffers from taking aggro the second the front line drops. But it's looking like for this particular round, I think it's going to be in the hands of the dastardly villains up at the top. No, Batman and Black Villain winning one, losing one. It's Noctilum Mentorius and God of Mid who remain undefeated through that round. So we've got the Mighty Mech kind of grab bag board. We've got the Supreme Cells board. And as you pointed out from before, Supreme Cell contested in this lobby. So we may not actually get to see the 3-star Darius just because of how hard it will be to hit.
Yeah. It's really going to be difficult to see what happens, especially because Shelby is building up a very powerful Supreme Cells board, but I think you really want to get that Kai'Sa 3 soon. Otherwise, you really have to level and try to go for later on.
So, I mean, this is something I don't think either of us are really familiar with, but I think it's worth saying that, again, with the new contender setup here, Shelby doesn't necessarily actually have to play super hard towards the Supreme Cells. I mean, you still need to play them, but there is an avenue of trying to find one of the non-Supreme Cell units, add them in, and then focus your board around them instead, just because Supreme Cell is being shared with everybody.
Yeah, certainly is looking like it, but, and I mean, you still have this very powerful Kai'Sa, and we just saw 2 Dariuses in the shop, so that means Darius 2, and another Darius. So that means the Sensations are much closer to their goals as than they previously were. So it's looking like it's going to be a very heated stage 4 and especially stage 5.
Yeah, so God of Mid and Shelby Sensation directly contesting each other here at Table 1. Of course, for our current tournament leaders, Noctilum Mentorius and God of Mid, being into a contested situation adds a lot more question marks as to what you're going to look like overall. because we're not seeing the Kaiser 3, we're not seeing likely the Darius 3 at all game long. I mean, in other circumstances, having the Supreme Cell emblem would be a huge benefit to the team, but God of Mid has to try and make the reroll work, or they really just don't have anything.
No, it's you've kind of forced yourself into that board there, and if you can't get to those 3 stars, you're kind of losing out.
I mean, it's going to be a very anemic version of or very weakened version of the board from what it should be. Otherwise, we don't get to see, the Darius going through and just deleting everybody for now at least. Nocturne Taurus and God of Mid have got a strong enough board to keep things going. I do want to change our perspective a little bit as, oh, hello. We've got the Pengus in trouble. They're down to 25 HP. Do manage to find one of the trait augments for the Battle Academia, which is, I feel like somebody copied and pasted this one from the Star Guardian augment as well, but it's, however we get there, it is raw power coming in for Promiscuous Pengu when they need it the most.
Yeah, and certainly with that Katarina coming in, it is a boon and a half. So, ooh, that's a Yuumi. We're 1 Rakan away from Rakan 3 as well. So, I think Pengu really needs to level up to 8 here and just put in the 7 Battle Academia along with that Rise.
Alright, we're coming close to perilous for the Pengus. Said the Battle Academia board is definitely coming together, but I think maybe a little bit too slowly as we see a dueling Katarina setup here. Back for them on the other side with one of their own, but not comparing to the prep. Well, I gotta say, DG, of all augments to kind of pair together, you think Battle Academia and Preparation would be a powerful combination, if only thematically.
Yeah, it certainly is looking like it, and we do seem to have a lot of units stacking a lot of AD and AP. So this means that once all of those units are fully prepped and get those 4 stacks, it's going to be incredibly powerful. Now, oh, Pengu just level up. Okay. I was about to say, can we look at Pantless Pengu, because I believe that we're playing the Star Guardian board, but no, it's just a sorcerer board. It's an RE2 here that is trying to deal with the Katarina and somehow managing to do it. So Pantless Pengu definitely winning out quite a lot here.
Well, this was something. So one of the reasons I imagine we're seeing sorcerers getting a little bit more time in the limelight is that, a little bit like Varus, Karma was just really not being played by anybody. She's such a big DPS unit. I think she got nerfed coming out of PB and everyone just said, you know what, we're not playing her anymore. But as of this patch, she's had a little bit of damage thrown back into her kit.
Yeah, she got a minor buff there, and she has been performing a lot better, especially because I think barring a Braum, Karma really has one of the strongest single target damages. So yeah, look at that, 3,000 damage.
Yeah, that's not bad at all, especially when you're amping up with the Giant Slayer as well. So, yeah, the Pengus are in trouble, but they are starting to hit their board. Up at the top, Nocturne Taurus and God of Mid are rocking forward. The Supreme Cells, despite being contested, are managing to run a 5-round streak, and they're up against Pantless Pengu in this round. The Supreme Cells may have a low cap in the game because of being contested, but it may not matter if the Pengus go out now.
I mean, it's really looking interesting, but ooh, that charged disc just going around from the Akali to everyone else, and that damage from the sorcerer is just ramping up. You only need, I believe they only need a Gwen there to get the 6 sorcerers.
Yeah. Well, so we don't have a Kennen. I wonder if Panzer's Pengu decided to pivot into Sorcerer late and so couldn't hold the Kennen to get the 6 Sorcerer online. But if we watch a little bit of this round, DG, something about the way that Karma works is, she does a ton of damage, as we've already established, but she needs to cut through the tanks. The second she does, and once those tanks are gone, she obliterates backlines. It's just getting to those backlines first that's the problem.
Yeah, a little bit. I think that's where 6 sorcerers really helps out, and that's why Morellonomicon is also a very powerful item on her, because you can get that burn, you can get that healing, which a lot of the units in this set actually do have a lot of healing. As Pengu is also in direct contention by Noculomatorius, who also is running a Mighty Mech Sorcerer board.
Yeah, this one's looking like it's, I think just by sheer amount of frontline, this is so fascinating, because I know that, certainly as of the previous patch, Rise was being so contested that it was very hard to build the board around him, but maybe this is a new way of doing it. I mean, Karma is certainly doing pretty well with just 2 Sorcerer. You're playing Lucian to activate Sorcerer and Mighty Mech. So she's, she seems very independent of too much support when you've just got a ton of frontline instead.
Yeah, and that's 5 Karmas already. And we have a Gwen waiting on our bench to get to level 9, as there are also a couple of other upgrades being hit here. 3-star Rakan, so Promiscuous Pengu really needs to get to that level 7 and put in the chase. Right, so next round he will have enough gold to get to level 8 and field the 7 Battle Academia units. But the real problem is
that this is Star, at least if it was, it's Star Student Katarina. No, just switch to Blink Attack. Okay, forget the point I was trying to make there, but the most important thing is that, DG, the Pengus are in trouble, down to 6 HP. They really need to both win this round.
Yeah, they do, and the Katarina getting stunned with the Rise still being able to cast, and then the gank coming in. Oh, the stun on the Katarina prevented her from casting and getting onto the Rise, and then the gank came in. Oh, the Pengus must be kicking themselves right now.
That's really unfortunate, and that's one of the things I think that makes Double Up so fascinating, is that your fortunes are partially dependent on teams you're not even playing against in that round. Because if they collapse quickly, then your boards can end up being reinforced on quicker than you can possibly hope to deal with.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Pantless Pengu isn't rolling down here to try and find a Gwen. Or a cannon.
Let's see, the cannon is available, but they're both out of money is the big problem, as Shelby Sensation up at the top, despite being contested, hits the Kaiser 3, God of Mid. It hits Darius 2, finally. So even in a lobby where the Supreme Cells are fighting each other, the Pengus are 1 loss away from elimination. This will keep them definitely from being able to get into top 2 if they drop out here.
Yeah, it's certainly looking very scary, as the Kayle is so strong here, as the Dark Duo is suddenly coming back up with a massive resurgence in this game, and our tournament leaders, who were very much safe in first place with 80 HP, have now fallen down to a measly 22.
I think this is a consequence of playing the contested boards, isn't it? Yeah, we still don't have the Kaiser 3, we still don't have the Darius 3, we don't have an Akali 2. This is I think it's very unreasonable to expect that someone will be contesting on Supreme Cells, but that's what's been going on all game long, and it seems like the Sensations are the ones coming out ahead. I mean, the Kaiser 3, we're at 60% bonus AD. She is absolutely monstrous.
Yeah, I think this is probably the only quote-unquote bad matchup for Kai'Sa, because this Katarina has already dealt quite a lot of damage to her. But even here, this Darius is managing to tank up the Katarina, do so much, and the Sensations are just, they're just beating everyone. As Noculomatorius is also going to feel the damage from this Darius. Counter permission to do the song.
Follow your heart.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam.
I thought, DG, after that beautiful rendition, that Darius had been dealt with. I was assured that he wasn't a problem anymore coming out of PBE. I started to believe I was safe, but apparently that was never true.
So I'm going to require a fact check there. I was lied to. I also thought Darius was gone, but turns out he's not. And we have 6 Wraith, 5 Juggernaut, and the 6th Juggernaut is waiting on the bench for Stevie.
Ooh.
As who are we making a Juggernaut here?
Okay.
Oh, the Cassante. Okay, the Cassante is getting the Juggernaut emblem. I like that.
I mean, yeah, for the Sensations, this lobby has been spectacular. I'm not legally allowed to say it's been sensational. But yeah, for them to have this much HP, every lobby we've been seeing in the tournament so far has been dominated by one team, and the Sensations seem to be it. They were the lowest points players coming into this lobby. They needed to win it all to even have a chance of getting second overall, potentially even first, depending on how the tiebreakers go. But they are strong enough to push their boards even further.
Right, so the Sensations really need, for those who go before, to get eliminated this round. Because they need, for those who go before, to get eliminated in third if they want to win out the whole thing. So they are very lucky that we have God of Mid and Noculomatorius on the one in the red blinking there, because if they get eliminated here, it is the tournament is over for them. They cannot win it.
All right, let's keep an eye. Noculomatorius and God of Mid undefeated in the tournament so far. Either of them lose this round and that record will be broken, and likely their position at the top at least severely challenged. We will await on what the final things look like, but it's gonna be an overrun. So Noculomatorius is out, God of Mid also eliminated. They both lose off the previous round. It's a definitive demolition of our first place team.
Yeah, and now it is down to whoever from these two teams wins the game wins the entire tournament, per our tiebreaker rules, if I am not mistaken. So yeah, it all comes down to whether the Battle Academia can defeat a ramped up Kale board, or will the Supreme Cell's Kai'Sa just demolish everything.
I mean, we are in the most unlikely scenario here. Exactly as you said, Noculomatorius and God of Mid had to go third in order for the Sensations to conceivably win the competition. But we're at the point now where they're just getting stronger and stronger. The Dark Duo, they're both on Elimination Station. The Sensations going to level 10. That's the 6th Juggernaut you mentioned before, DG. These, Stevie especially, is ludicrously strong.
Yeah, and I mean, was that the Darius 3 that I saw?
Was it? It is! Oh my gosh, we saw the Darius 2 cutting boards to pieces!
Yep. Well, it is looking like the Katarina is holding her own. However, the Kaisa and the Darius are way too powerful. So yeah, it does seem. Oh, the gank is coming in. So Black Villain
There we
already
go.
got eliminated, and now even Batman and the Sensations take the victory in game number 3. And I also believe that they have won the tournament as well. So congratulations to the Sensations on an amazingly played game number 3.
Now, if memory serves, DG, I believe the Sensations are playing out of Os. Because I seem to remember them having delightful accents when we talked to them before, so hopefully we'll be able to get the chance to speak to them once again. But I'm just confirming with what Noodles has said before. So yes, Sensations needed to place 2 places above Noctum and Torius, and God to be able to win out the entire thing. So I will just double check with everything that's coming. Yes, results have been placed in from the first table, and we can confirm with a 3-way tie. The Sensations, for those who go before, and the Dark Duo, they are all on 22 points. But the Sensations win it out on tiebreakers. So congratulations, that was a hell of a way to end the tournament.
Yeah, 100%, and it's. I think for third place we may have a couple of tiebreakers, but I think first and second are already locked in. So congratulations to the Sensations, and for those who go before on snatching first and second there in the tournament.
Yes, I'll see if I can actually pull up the results on the screen to make life a little bit less confusing. Let me just check the... Okay, yeah, I think that's good enough. Whoop. Let's, oh, sorry. It turns out I've done a terrible job of that overall. Let me just see if I can bring the top of the results in here as well. There we go. Oh, apparently in Lobby 2 there was another Kale first place as well. Spectacular stuff. Love to see it, but there we go. There's the 3-way tie, and we can see a lot of other points coming in. Cam, your teammate went Ultimate Bravery, and you went third despite having 3-star Samira? Oh my gosh. GG, I just don't know what's going on in these other lobbies. It seems to be rather silly.
Yeah, I read that message, and it took a little bit for my brain to register what was going on. How in the hell did a 3-star forecast get third?
I don't know. Oh, well, let's see. So, Steve and Shelby Sensation actually copied the message from the previous time we had a double up, which also had Steve and Shelby Sensation as the winners. But congratulations to Smile Master and Smile Songstress for being our second place winners. We will need to draw for our 2 random teams who win beyond that point. But we're going to have a word with the Sensations before we get to all of that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to bring them in. The Sensations, welcome to the stream. What a spectacular job. And, I mean, how are you both feeling?
Yeah, it feels good. It was very, very close. So at least like the points were really, really close. So yeah, it was all to play from that last game.
I'm sorry,
Go
you go.
ahead.
I interrupted. I'm chuffed. Yeah, I thought we were winning for sure, like the 20 after we got a third in the second lobby. But yeah, no, it was super exciting.
Well, it certainly is looking like you folks can definitely turn it up, especially playing in I believe somewhere around 200 ping or 150, and also it being what is it? Depending on where you are, it could be somewhere between 10 p.m. to midnight. But yeah, I have a quick question. After you got that third place, how was the what was the mental there? Was it just okay, we need to reset and refocus for this game number 3, or were the nerves sort of kicking in?
Probably the second, to be honest. I think yeah, after the second game, we thought we were probably out, but like there was a chance we could make it into the final lobby, and if we placed first in that one, then the team that was leading, I think the name was God something. At least one of the players, like we needed them to somehow go third. We needed the Pantless Pingu team. We needed them to go fourth. It was just like
Hmm.
like everything had to go perfect for us to be able to pull it off, and thankfully we did.
I wanted to follow up on that. I think you kind of partially answered my question already, but so you were aware of what the situation was coming into that last game. Did that affect your play at all, knowing that you had to, you had to make sure the tournament leaders went out in third place or fourth place to actually win?
I'm not sure about Shelby, but there was at one point where I had a 2 out of 3 chance of versing the team that was winning in points, right at the end. So I just spent all my gold leveled to 10 just to get a little bit stronger, putting in my 6 Juggernaut. But I'm not sure that would have made the difference, but yeah, it was definitely on our mind that we needed the other team to go third in that lobby.
I also thought like contesting him's pretty good. And
Hmm.
if we need him to go like not place well, um, because yeah, there's a good chance like they don't hit the units when we do, and that can like really change placings a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Uh, I can understand that. But I have one final question for you before we get to our prizes and before Counter has to do some admin stuff. And what are your guys' favorite comps to run in this set so far?
I'll
Uh,
answer this first. Shelby's favorite comp is actually that same Kai'Sa comp he played there. So he was spamming it on PBE when Darius was really strong. I mean, Darius got nerfed really, really hard, and he was still just
Hmm.
playing it afterwards anyway. So that is definitely his comfort comp. For me, I really like going fast 9, but I think it was yesterday that they dropped the B patch and just completely derailed what I wanted to try and do. Yeah, you go ahead, Shelby.
nah, but you pretty much said. Everyone tells me Darius isn't very good. Doesn't look very good in the stats. And then every time I play it, I'm like, oh, he's still like pretty strong. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm always so confused
I
sometimes
feel
when I
like
play it.
Darius
I'm
is
like,
pretty
oh,
good.
yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, like I look at the stats, he's not good, and like some of the other players like don't really rate him. But then I'll play it and I'll be like, oh, he's like more than fine from like a decent start. But, yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's interesting.
100%. I 100% feel you there. If you're uncontested and can get to that Darius 3, as we saw in that game, we're certainly seeing the revival of the Set 3 Space Jam.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming and talking to us. I mean, that's honestly spectacular. I think to see you go out and actually actively contest the tournament leaders to make them lose and have it pay off in that kind of way is honestly the kind of things which I'm so excited to see in double up tournaments overall. So one last thing then. The Firstly, is there any one piece of advice you would give to any of the other teams who, any other double up team to be able to imitate your kind of success? And is there anyone you'd like to shout out?
I'll go first, Shelby. I think when you go into the game, if you and your partner can both play comps that use separate items, that's something that we've been trying to do a lot lately. Where, let's say if I'm going, well, when I was going fast 9, I'd try to get items such as bows and tears, and then that way I could build like let's say like red buff and like void staff and whatnot, but I wouldn't be able to use swords and gloves. So I'd have Shelby like
Hmm.
try to use a an AD build, or just something that could use like swords and gloves. So like Kai'Sa build just then uses like her best in slot is like Shojin, Infinity Edge, like strikers. So it uses like 2 gloves, 2 swords, and then other swords and Darius. It just it yeah, it's felt good being able to do that. Just so we could both help each other with best and slot items, and we could be stronger in the mid game.
Oh, makes a lot of sense. Well, then in that case, just remind me, if is there anyone or anything that you would like to shout out just before we let you go?
The people at Counterfeit, the people who organized this tourney.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Thank you, Counterfeit.
yeah. Yeah, maybe. Why not? Just thinking. We'll probably leave it at that. But you guys do most of the work. You do an awesome job. You commentate great as well. It's it's awesome.
Well,
Yeah, Counterfeit, your voice is so smooth. Yours too, Deadly Ghost. Yeah, it's so smooth, and we got to see you casting at EWC as well. Wait, no, not EWC. Yeah, the EU regionals, whatever that one's called.
Oh, yes.
It was awesome seeing you up there.
Yeah, well, thank you guys. Say, spectacular job here today. Congratulations on becoming. I'm trying to just think. I think at this point, is it 2 times double up champions, or is there more that I've forgotten about?
Or I want to say it's probably only been 2. The tourneys here, yeah, pretty hard. So there's a lot of good players around.
Well, actually, I realised there's one more thing I could ask you, just because I think me and DG love your accent so much. We just wanted to get you to talk some more. Would you mind counting us in? Because we've got our last giveaways, 2 random teams who didn't come into the top 2 overall to still get prizes. Shelby Sensation, would you mind counting us in? Just 3, 2, 1, go for that first random team?
All right, yep. I'll start now. 3, 2, 1, go.
Whoa! Who's it going to be? So again, for any of our first-time viewers, this prize is the same prize you get for first and second place. And that will go to, let's see, just going to grab the other player names. Let's just pop across back to here again. So that is going to be NGNL will be our first set of winners. Congratulations. I will get those tagged up in a second. And as we come back to here again, I'll remove those. Steve, would you mind counting us in for our final prize winner of today?
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go!
Wow, that enthusiasm, DG. I think it might have made the wheels spin even faster. And it's going to be Joe Backer and Joey the Book Thief. Gosh, I like the Joe synergy going on there. But Shelby, Steve, thank you so much. We'll just drop you back out of here just to do the last few bits and pieces on stream. Again, congratulations on becoming 2-time double up champions. And honestly, giving us some great advice and strategy there. I can definitely tell you both have really thought about how this is all going to work overall. Again, have a great rest of your day, and we'll hopefully catch up with you both again soon.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. See ya.
Thank you, guys.
All right, DG. So let's just get the last bits and pieces in place here. So I'll tag everybody in a minute just to make sure that it's completely clear what's going on. Our next tournament will be in 3 weeks' time on the 23rd, and will be a solos competition. So finally going to be able to get those back in, because I know the solos competitions have been a little absent for a while. DG, is there anything that you would like to shout out? I'm just posting your Blue Sky profile in the chat at the moment for those folks who'd like to find you over there.
Well, first things first. I missed them already. You know, they just left the voice chat. I missed them already. Second thing, you know, drop me a follow anywhere. You can always find me in one of the CCCs. If I'm not casting, I'm definitely playing. And I want to give a shout out to Counterfeit for having me cast again, and for putting trust in me to not basically lose my mind in these in these competitions.
All right, well, yeah, absolutely. Do go and check out Deadly Ghost over on Blue Sky. Marxism and everyone, thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to go check out and Vari, who is someone I don't know, but they're currently doing Box Box, which is a competition where people ladder grind forever and ever, so probably need some emotional support right now. Thank you guys again so much for playing. 3 weeks for the next competition. There's already reminder in the server for the check-in for the 23rd. There's also if you're in the UK, on the 24th, the Northern Legends group are doing a London meetup. So please go check out on the Northern Legends server for more information about that. If you happen to be in the UK, I am thinking about whether or not I can go. I suspect it's going to be a little tricky, but I'm going to see if I can make it happen. So perhaps I can meet some of you folks who are watching it from the UK. For now, though, let's go say hello to Andvari, and we'll be back here in 3 weeks' time. All right, we outie.
We Audi.
I don't want that, right? Ooh, you know what's
I should
good
really
now?
start
I'm
streaming more,
definitely
but
want that.
I wanted to stream. But my
Let's do that.
what was it? My
There's that right there.
OBS